check my pulse in the comments. He's asking what year was HEX at current price, and the last time HEX was this low was probably 2020.
Yeah, I can.
So what, half a penny you mean? Oh, I see it. I see it now. Let me get him up here. Yeah, there we go.
Yeah, I believe the last time HEX was this low was probably early to mid 2020. And you know, if you look at the whole HEX chart, the first year and a half, it just looks like a straight flat line. And then at exactly at 1.5 years, HEX just starts pumping crazy. And I think it's possible that we get a very similar timeline to PulseChain. And if that pans out, 1.5 years will be this November. So I think, yeah, look at it. It's just kind of like, and so I think if everything just starts lining up, you know, like Trump is, you know, the president, is the crypto president at the moment.
Yep.
And I believe if he gets elected, that will inspire confidence in the markets, and the markets will start pumping pretty high. And again, that kind of lines up with the 1.5 year of PulseChain from launch till 1.5 years is November. Exactly. And you know, I think the market maker of PulseChain will probably use that time period to pump the PulseChain and make it look more organic.
Yeah. It's funny. It only stayed at this price for one day.
That's
and
insane.
That was April 19th, because here's the 17th, 18th, 19th was the day it was at the price it is today. Now, this is EHEX, obviously. It's the only history we have back then. But then it continued. Then, you know, there's the 20th, 21st, 22nd, and we were already double where we were today. And then 6 times that much by May 13th. So yeah, this was one of the first parabolic run-ups that happened. I believe this was a Godwell, part of the Godwell candle that happened here with some of these buys, and it just flew right by that level.
Look at that little red candle right there in the center of that gigantic green wick up. It's like someone tried to get cute. They're like, I'm going to sell some.
Right here.
Yeah. It's all.
And it kept going.
Yeah.
Left them behind. And that's it happened quite a few times where some of these red candles would sell and then it just kept going. Like here's another one, for example. It was a pretty good size wick down and it just took off, left people behind.
Yeah, like I said, I believe we got a pretty powerful market maker in our system, and nothing's gonna stop what's coming, guys. Nothing is going to stop this.
I agree, and I think that some people are just getting impatient just because, you know, it's been so long. A lot of people that sacrificed, obviously, for Pulse, it's been, what, like 3 years at this point, like summer of 2021. Now, that's not everybody at this point. Like, really, at this point, even if you did sacrifice a small amount for that or really any amount, which, you know, if you did over-leverage yourself in that sacrifice, I really think it's just you that you have to be accountable to in the mirror. I mean, it's you that did that. You didn't have to sacrifice, you know, as much as some of these people did. And I think that's why some people are hurting. But again, you know, have you been DCAing this whole way? Like, we literally have a chance right now to buy the lows again. As you said, Briz, we're having a dip in the market today. Pulse is at 4 zeros and a 4-4 basically right now. We've been in this range now for a while. I mean, we've been right at this point where you can pretty much buy the lows again. for weeks now. I mean, we've been here, and it's just a matter of like, did you take the opportunity to do it, or are you still sitting on your hands? And we know that, you know, a lot of people have complained that like, I have no more dry powder, I can't really get into the market. And again, there we've talked about all the things that you can do. LPing on your Pulse and PulseX if you feel safe enough to do that, which, you know, I don't think there's really too many reasons not to earn the incentive token. There's many other positions that you can take. Obviously, staking HEX if you want to do it even in a short-term period, because you know the fees aren't high on PulseChain. So there's many things that you can do right now to try to alleviate that and get yourself into the market.
Could sell a kidney.
Yeah, do whatever you need to do.
I mean, there's a lot of options, right?
Yeah, there's a lot of things out there. Do you want to pull up the PulseChain chart, Ewok, and we could just kind of take a look at it real quick?
I can.
Unless you guys want to take a different direction.
Yeah,
I'm just kind of flying by the seat of my pants tonight. So
everything's lining up to confirm these 4-year cycles still.
Mm-hmm.
So until that doesn't happen, I'm kind of I'm relying on that more or less.
I completely agree, and I think that's something that some people are losing. Are just kind of losing faith in or not realizing. It's like we are lining up. And that's been the awesome thing. We saw BTC be the thing to buy in the first half, or the first quarter anyway, of this year. And it was looking like, oh, everybody's screaming left translated cycle. Things are going to happen a lot earlier than they have before. You got to get in now and all these things. That's all slowed down. I mean, you know, we have BTC today. You were right, Briz. It's down to 60K again. So we've been talking about it getting back into the 50Ks. We have ETH at 3,300. So, I mean, we do have things kind of mellowing out, slowing down so we can catch up to where we're normally at. And I think we're right on pace to where we usually are. Looking at how it's affecting PulseChain and us coming back down here to the bottom, what do you guys kind of see in this chart? And I know you mentioned November as like a time to really go up again, Briz. What about like just getting in a positive trend again? Because right now we've still kind of been in this like hanging out. You can see a couple weekly candles right around where we are right now in Pulse. How long do you think we kind of hang out in this region to DCA at the lows again here? And when will we start to see like, okay, green weekly, 3 green weekly candles in a row, like things are starting to go back up, you know, as we get into the fall? And as you answer that question, I'm going to go take a leak real quick because I got to pee really bad. So you go ahead and I'll be right back.
Yeah. You know, I think we got a couple more months of sideways to downward action. And then probably around Q3, you know, probably around October, we'll probably start seeing the markets start going up, I believe. I always believe it to be because of holiday shopping. You know, you got like you got Halloween in October, you got Thanksgiving in November, you got Christmas and Hanukkah and everything, all these other holidays going on in December. So, and Black Friday, it's all about getting people into the stores so the stores get out of the red and into the black. And so it's all about Q4 is all about pumping up the markets. Excuse me 1 second.
Well, that, and you know, there's an election happening too. We can't forget. You know, so I think that's going to be huge, right? I mean, I'm seeing what you're seeing. I totally see. You know, this is almost it's starting as a round off formation. You know, I mean, obviously it could go down, but this has the making of doing exactly what you said. You know, I'm looking at, you know, more September-ish. You said October, but you know, it's in the same vicinity, right? Not too much different, but this definitely is forming almost that rounded bottom. So yeah, you know, we're both kind of anticipating, you know, July, August, September into this here before we start to see a little action. Then hopefully we get back above this original trend line that was set that we broke through.
And then I believe in 2025, if we have a lot of positive regulation on crypto, we could just see the whole year as just a just ramping up the whole year. And before we know it, this time next year, we're going to be like, oh my God, how did everything get so freaking high? And then we're just going to go like a boom, just going to blow off the top. And you're like, what the heck, dude?
Yep,
Where
and
did all this come from?
everyone's going to be saying, man, I wish because I heard it before, man, I wish I bought when it was 4 zeros in a 4 or 4 zeros in a 5. I wish I would have bought when it was half of what the SAC price was, because we heard it with HEX when it blasted through there. I could only wish that it would be back to those prices. And then when it got there, nobody wants to buy now. It's just funny how that all works, but yeah, we're going to see the same exact thing. It always repeats itself. It's pretty funny how that works out.